Hi, Scorpio. It's Angela. We're here to do sort of a little extra reading for June. We've done early month, mid-month, and now we're going to kind of wrap the month up with another reading here for you. The messages that we're getting, the oracle cards that we're using this month are from a lovely, simple and powerful deck by Kahn. It's called the Healing Mantra. And that's giving us some real direct insights into certain aspects of ourselves that we can kind of tweak a little bit and create healing in those areas. Remember, these readings are general. They're not meant to, predict your life exactly. They're actually just intuitive. They're pulling up potential feelings and experiences that we have at the soul level, and then finding ways to, sort of incorporate those into our experiences and transform certain aspects of ourselves that may be a little bit stuck. This is all for our growth, and they're also timeless. These readings are kind of evergreen. So I'm posting this toward the end of June 2022, but in 5 years, you could still come back and get this guidance, and it will still pertain to your experience. That's what I love about doing these readings. Okay, Scorp. So your card from this Healing Mantra deck is Soothing Impatience. Yeah. So sometimes there's nothing to do but wait. And sometimes that kind of sucks. It's like we want to make progress. We want to go forward. We want to, get the answers. But sometimes, the pauses and the delays that come in front of us, a lot of times we feel like, the universe is conspiring against me, or this is happening, to harm me. And this is, stopping my progress, and it's not a good thing. And we want to place a judgment on that. But really, those pauses and those blocks or lack of answers sometimes is there for us to take the time for a deeper reflection, go within and get a deeper meaning from it, or actually pause and wait until the timing feels right, so that you can make a more, a decision with better clarity and, reassess. So, you've heard people say things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And that's really true. It really is. And, as human beings, we get impatient. We want to rush through. We want the answers now so we can just get it over with and be on with it and go on to a new experience. But that just isn't, what are you going to gain from that, right? You'll gain from it. You'll be able to get it behind you, but still there's more to be gained by, create the time and space, the energetic space to, take a breath and let that impatience fall away. Once you do, you start to see more clearly, because you're not so focused on, I need to get through to that point. This is making me feel impatient and I just want the answers to come now. Once you can kind of breathe that out and create that space, more opportunities and more answers might come into your experience that you weren't even expecting, right? So let's see what the Zen cards say to us about soothing our impatience. Okay. All right, Scorp. So your starting point is maturity. So this is your wisdom. This is your set of experiences along the path of your own life. And it brings you to a point where, if you see this figure, they're resting very peacefully in, sort of a rainbow, flowery, positive sort of a vibe, and really kind of not concerned of what's coming next, just knowing I'm in this very moment now, and I have what I need now. And in the next moment, what I need will show up as well. So it's the opposite of the impatience vibe, right? This is a very patient being. And that patience has come about through life experience, through being able to go through something again and go through another thing again and really come out of it okay, and then realize, oh, I'm always okay. no matter what. I really am always okay. Energetically, right? Spiritually. Internally, the support to this maturity card is celebration, because, you know, I'm wondering if this soothing and patience card here is, for some of you, something you've already mastered. Because I get this like right off the bat, hey, I got this. And I have a lot to be happy for, right? And then maybe some of you are just on the brink of this. And it's like maybe this realization of all my wisdom and all the things I've experienced so far, if I add those all up into my experience, I get, oh, you know what? There's a pattern here. I'm kind of always okay, you know, over and over. And maybe you're on the brink of discovering that. And then internally, that gives you cause for celebration. In your external world, so the combination of this, kind of feeling real good about things, oh, is the Fool. So yeah, so, okay, I'm feeling like I need the answers and I kind of want them now. Like, what is this? Give me, you know, let's get it going. Then you revert, then you remember, okay, time for some inner reflection, time for a pause. I'm not getting the answers. They're not clear and I'm not getting them right away. So let me stop for a minute and breathe. I know I got this because I've done it before. I can do this. All right. I've breathed and I've figured this out and I'm ready to start down my new path. I've made one decision on how to proceed and I'm going to set my, you know, I'm going to take that first step. So, and it could have been that without this pause and with the pushing through with the impatient feeling and forcing through an answer, it could be that you bypassed your new path altogether and you could have been going further down a frustrating path before you had to kind of stop and traipse back and then start over again. So you're taking a shortcut by allowing yourself to pause and reflect within. And then things become a little more clear. I still don't know where I'll end up, but I know this next step, right? There's a pacing to this. And impatience arises when, you know, I feel that impatience will arise when our vulnerabilities are triggered, because it's like, I don't want to feel uncomfortable like this. So let me get the answers so I can clear it. You know, and the wise part of you knows that those vulnerabilities, those pain points, those fears, that's where we grow. You know, the pain points are our growth spots. And we, as, you know, mature and wise old humans, right? We start to get that more and more. And then we go, oh, okay, oh, there's a conflict here, or there's no clear answer. Let me just breathe this out. Let me see what's coming. So it's nice. I think a lot of you are already here. A lot of you are already evolved to this place, because this is kind of, this line in your reading represents your starting point. Okay, so now progressing forward, going to an even higher point of understanding. Oh, is understanding. This is beautiful. So this is kind of saying, here's me, Scorpio. Here's that thing that I want the answers to. And here's the barrier, my perceived barrier that's keeping me from it. And that's what's creating this impatience, right? The unknown. I don't know how to get to these answers. The bars are stopping me. But what you start to realize is, with this patience, with this sort of mature approach, oh, you know what? Those bars, they were an illusion. They're dissolving. They're not really there. They're creating a big opening here. I can just proceed right toward my answers. But, you know, the pause was necessary for me to be able to see more clearly that those barriers were really kind of just in my imagination, right? This is beautiful. And once you start to master that, this is where you land. Oh, gosh. Yes and yes. Okay. You land, trust, you land on pure trust. Okay. So, I mean, what were we just saying, right? We have to start to learn to sort of trust the process. I've done this before. I know it's happening for me. I know these blocks and these bars that I'm perceiving to be in my way aren't permanent. And I trust that they will dissolve and fall away in the right time. But in the moment that they show up, I take a back seat. I don't push through them. I kind of go, okay, let me see what you do. Let me see what you do, block that's in my way. The answers are there. My answers are there. And I trust that and I know that. Wow, that's awesome. And then internally, the vibe that's underlying this trust is clinging to the past card. Now, this is in this position, in this reading, you know, where it's in the internal spot next to the trust, when we're talking about our impatience, this is like, oh yeah, not so much clinging to the past, but learning from my past, right? I had all these experiences, you know, this woman with her little box of memories. I had all these experiences in the past that led me exactly to this point, and it really exactly to this point where I have a greater capacity to trust the process, to trust what the universe brings me, and also to see the truth clearly, whatever it is that's right in front of me. You know, once she drops those memories, the box from her head, when she pulls them out, you know, gets her head unlodged from all the memories, what's present is bright and clear and sparkly and real. And, you know, she will then have the ability to contend with and approach and engage with whatever is there. These are kind of like all the next decisions that need to be made, but you first must remove trust that all those things that happened in the past were there for your learning. Trust it, and trust that you'll get through whatever barriers you have again now. The things that are triggering your impatience are there for your progress. Is that like wild or what? And then your final card is wrapping it all together. It's integration. It's making sure all of those components, my past, the present truth, my potential future, the way I used to handle things, what I've learned and how I handle them now, what I believe within, and what's being presented to me in my external world, all of those components, allow it all, integrate it all within your being and allow it all to be there and be true. And then what you get to do is place the importance on those things, on those items of trust, right? Which is number one, the divine, you know, the creator, source, God, whatever you want to call it, is the continuous energy that's there for our highest good to grab onto and learn from. And one of those things is learning to trust in what's brought in front of us. If it doesn't feel good and it feels uncomfortable at first and we feel vulnerable and we want to push it away because we're triggered and we're feeling impatient, rest back and recognize that response and know, you know what, that could be my old response, my past response. And that's okay. That is how I used to respond. And this time I might wait a couple extra beats before responding. Let me just see what comes through. And then I can proceed from there. So this is beautiful. It's really just giving yourself permission to pause and to not have to have all the answers in this moment, right? Because from your experience, you know that the answers they'll reveal themselves when the timing is right and when it's time for you to proceed. Okay. I love it. This is awesome. I hope this connected for you guys. Let me know, give me some comments down below and let me know if it connected for you. And, you know, what were your challenges? You don't have to be very specific, but that if you had a challenge and you were able to take a pause, take a breath, let the impatience kind of float off and then see, and let me know if that shifted your experience and changed the outcome. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys soon for the July readings. Take care.